Previously on Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations.
When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there.
Someone? Oh.
Then suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? Like plural? You got them starting when? Tell me more. Now. Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, I was wrong about everything.
So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you? Yeah, no, it was. I mean, look at me. Well, I'm kind of an idiot. I only planned the very first one, which is why that's the one that I almost got caught at.
A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. So, yeah. My sister seems to think that I'm not, dressed up enough to be presentable in court. So she got me this suit. Kinda like it. Anywho, day one of Ron Delight's murder trial. October 14th, 9:41 a.m.
Hey, Nick!
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Wait, what? Next door?
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmey's trial today.
Detective Atmey?
They say they're going to try him as Master Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask trial.
I know.
Oh, wait.
By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She says she can't neglect her training anymore.
I know you don't like me.
Who the hell is this?
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me!
Oh, it's you.
Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Oh, come on, don't be silly. Well, wait a sec.
You don't mean you're the murderer?
No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor.
You want to bet? Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
It's possible. But today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option. October 14th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
Yeah, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand.
Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. And that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow! The judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, your witness?
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
A defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha! You got guts, Trat.
All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
Where would you like me to take it?
Just stand behind it.
Okay.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes. Wait, what are we talking about? No. That's not true. I thought you were talking about something else. I'm sorry. I had a very large breakfast. I didn't mean to leave such a huge... wait, what are we talking about?
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, I did. That's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Well then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
My first visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m. The exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Ha! It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security.
1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes. That's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit...
1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there.
It ordered you there.
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've got other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this or take that.
Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? Oh, wait a minute. Should I? Well, if Phoenix is all like, no, I'm gonna press. So, what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing a murder.
No, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything.
Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it's referring to the whole mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Butler didn't have anything on me.
He didn't.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was Master Mask.
And that's why I knew they were just hollow threats. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Why were you fired? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it.
Defendant, please answer the question.
well, he needed money.
You needed money.
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough. So, I stole data from the company.
Come again?
The KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it.
Mr. Bullet found out, and I was fired immediately.
I wish I'd never asked that.
Somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rid this case from the clutches of disaster.
He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, for Desi's hobby. What else?
Wasting money, huh?
It's not a waste.
So, Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Yeah, it sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay, if the blackmail threat didn't scare you, then what did? Why did you go? Oh, hang on. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Yeah? No, what doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
You know,
A certain person.
Yes, keep up, Judge. Ms. Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. The one with a shopping hobby.
Listen to me. My Desi, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Ah, gato! Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh.
Now, everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. She will kick your ass. I mean, you should see her. You should see her roundhouse. It's incredible.
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. It's only been 17 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect the secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears.
At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed.
A bit what?
Dazed.
You mean dazed?
Yes, that's why I said dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
Wait, did you just say dazed again?
No, I said dead.
Dazed?
No, dead.
Oh, sorry.
I see, suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mass struck him on the head from behind.
Oh, of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Let's see.
When you enter the office, there's a suspicious shadow there.
Who was this suspicious shadow?
If there were 1,000 of me, and if even one knew, I'd tell you. Trust me.
He's dodging all of our questions.
It's not helping us with his case.
Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at that time?
What do you mean by how was he?
Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place.
Dude, that's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
Forget it.
Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed.
Your forehead?
Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack.
Do you remember anything about who hit you?
Yes, he looked like a shadow. But like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while.
I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were saying. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself, right to the nuts. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him.
If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed.
That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to?
Like, my Master Mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Mask, the mask.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me about this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. Well, he did used to be the head of security for a security firm. So yeah, he keeps secrets.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up till now. Oh, wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things just, slip your mind? Like, the color underwear that you're wearing, unless somebody actually, brings it up during a party game?
My sixth cup of coffee staring at me coldly. And I don't wear underwear, young man.
Ooh.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume.
Why were you dressed up as Master Mask?
Wait, because I'm Master Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over that Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected.
Took a lot longer? What's he talking about? Press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course.
What?
My kid got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body.
Excuse me? What was that? Back up a second.
Yes.
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? I wouldn't know because I don't wear them. What? I said I don't wear them, Judge. I know that. I mean the other thing. The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Huh. So you're not as stupid as you look. Hey, I resemble that remark. Wait. His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yeah, a bit.
Why am I the only one on the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir. Right.
Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge.
I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes.
We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? Oh, I forgot to press on that. No, there's not much in this testimony either.
I bet you're still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
Now I have to skip to the end. Press on that subject before I do anything else. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway?
Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer.
Oh my God, this guy! This guy! Can I go defend at me? This guy! That's not exactly what I meant.
When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it.
I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
That certainly makes the most sense.
Hold on. 10 minutes?
What is it, Nick?
I just had a thought.
Oh. Well, congratulations. Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body?
What? I don't know. I've never actually killed anyone before. I've just been tried for it twice. And you acquitted me. You should know this.
And spend 10 old minutes to do it?
Again. Under those... what circumstances? Oh. Hey, Nick. If you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were?
That's it. I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence.
Okay. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday.
Oh, we already did this. Okay, skip.
Okay.
Okay, this. And where is it? Aha! The buzzer went off at 1:02 a.m. Is this it? Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
A record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Run Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection!
Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
Objection!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
What? But anyway, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Ugh. Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So, what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection! This is preposterous. If it was this kid, Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the damn buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held long enough to push that button.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Shazbot. I'm not sure. Can I? The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Oh, right. There were no fingerprints. Wait, hang on, where is it? No fingerprints on the buzzer. Damn it. They all look the same.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Godot?
Ha! I can hear it. The sound of a buzzer.
Huh?
It's going off inside your head at this very moment. The emergency buzzer of your heart. Is it really? Maybe just a little.
Damn it!
Mr. Wright, you need to think more carefully.
Oh, I need to present the actual buzzer.
Guess there goes your chance to become an ace detective.
Now, come on, listen more carefully. Maybe the truth will be elegantly revealed.
Creepy. You sound just like Detective Longnose.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. Okay, right, the buzzer. Okay. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer, didn't you just present this?
No, I presented the record, the log file for the buzzer. No, this is the actual buzzer.
Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
No, I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind. Ron Delight, obviously write them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. Besides, if you wipe the fingerprints off the buzzer, you risk pressing the buzzer again. He touched that button, I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order! Yeah, it would seem.
I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well, then. You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
To call the security guard. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
What a touching story. You're saying that the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in.
What? No.
I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who's out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Kinda wish they hadn't made the silhouette so obvious.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in that room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder.
Order! 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 Somebody get a mop!
It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so...
Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But, who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the real killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder King Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of King Bullard?
Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective.
Luke Atme?
You mean Master Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of King Bullard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as, well, Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty.
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict as an alibi?
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have no proof. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? I bet it's only as A bet's only good when your life's the ante.
Who says that? Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight.
So, please. I'm begging you!
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. We're your client. Take the path of trust. That voice, it sounded like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's the answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 11:58 a.m. District of the courtroom number 5. Oh, you.
Well served, Detective Atme.
I have to say, Mr. Peen, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atme. You were the one who...
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Luke Atme.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this, Jose? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
The accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? To be continued in the next episode. To the outro! Okay, seriously. Up until we saw Atme's silhouette last time, I really did think Desiree had been setting Ron up for this. But now, even without that heavy-handed hint, it's pretty obvious that it was Atme who killed Bullard, and Ron is the perfect patsy. So, next time we'll get to work proving Ron innocent and Atme guilty. In the meantime, up here's the playlist of my Danganronpa Goodbye Despair playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.